Now, in order to tell Kubernetes to do that kind of job, you know, either we can go and manually apply those configurations to create this, or if you go by this flow, then ArgoCD is basically responsible to, hand over these configurations to by reading this from the GitHub. So as I said earlier, these configurations are basically placed where? Within this repo, which is demo Kubernetes manifest repo. And under this repo, we have these all configurations placed. Now how Argo CD would know, okay, I have to pull these changes or read these changes from GitHub. Now in order to do that, if you have noticed, right, in the Argo CD config, I have passed the repo URL, and this is the repo URL, right? And from where it has to pick from the main branch. So if you go to your repo, this is your main branch, and which path? So main demo node app, and this is what, like I was explaining earlier, right? So Argo CD has this context, and Argo CD knows from which repo to point, which path to go, and what all configurations I have to read and hand over that to Kubernetes, right? And since it has the link with Kubernetes, so Kubernetes knows, okay, I have these configurations to apply, and we'll get that apply. So before we apply these configurations, or do this setup, let's see if those pods or what do you call configurations are created or not, right? So let's validate them first. So what I'll do is I'll just exit it from here. Now let's go and see. I'll say like Kubernetes get all. So as soon as I do this, let's see what output I get. So if you see, it's like there's only one service, which is Kubernetes. Now I'll say get pod, and let's see if we have like any pods created, right? So if you see, there's no resources found in default namespace. So at least at this stage, whatever the Node.js applications is serving at this moment, we won't be able to see that output, right? And the output, basically we're expecting something like hello from Node.js server. So we won't be able to see that as an output. So we have to first create those services, those pods, and all those things. So even if you look at this Kubernetes get seal, you are getting this one, like default one, right? But you are not seeing the service which we have defined it here, which is this one, demo Node.js node app load balancer service. So in order to create this, now I would like to apply these changes, right? So as I said, there are two ways: manual and automation, right? So as part of automation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply apply this config. Okay, so in order to apply that config, I'll go to this repo, and I'll say kubectl apply, and as I said, namespace will be like ArgoCD, and then which config you want to apply. So ArgoCD node demo node app, and then under that you have to give the config name. And I think we have discussed this many times now. So like it has all the context. So as soon as you run this, you'll have one namespace as ArgoCD created, and under that namespace we should have all these pods and services created. So it's saying some problem. Let's see what is that. Okay, I think I know what was the error. It's like I think there is no namespace as ArgoCD. Yeah, so it's saying like error from server, namespace ArgoCD node not found, right? So what we have to do is basically we have to go to ArgoCD installation page, right? Click on this, and there is a command, right, to create the namespace and this. So like basically we have to install the ArgoCD first, right? Which I haven't done. I mean, actually I had done it, but I had removed that as part of the cleanups. So I had to redo that now. And basically this is the link to follow it. uh, just follow the installation part, and as soon as you are done with the installation, uh, you should be able to do it. Okay, so what I'm doing is I went to this page. I following this installation Argo CD and all those things. Again, this works straightforward for Mac app. I'm hoping this is going to work for other platform as well. So first stage tells about, like, if you want to have the setup of UI, go and follow this. If not, if you want to like minimalistic setup, then you follow this one. But I'm just going with this one, where I can see the UI changes, UI interface as well. Now as a second step, it says like download Argo CD CLI, which I had already done it, so I don't have to do it. But after that, we have to access the Argo CD API server, and in order to do that, there are three ways: using service layer, load balancer, ingress, port forwarding. So I can go ahead with load balancer, so that I can access this through internet. But at the same time, you can go through the port forwarding as well. I'll show you both. I haven't tried the ingress one. I've tried the load balancer and kubectl one. So load balancer one, because I think we have to have this Argo CD instance for for the respective environments, right? Like dev, stage, and production. If you have three environments, so having the load balancer way would help, because you can access through the internet. It's just that you have to set up the domain name by making the necessary changes in the route 53, and once you have that, you can easily have the namespace like dev argocd.com or something like that, right? But for now, I'll be just showing you the uh, interface of ArgoCD using load balancer. So if you see, right, the error that we were getting, just because of I hadn't installed the ArgoCD namespace and related controller file that ArgoCD provides as part of installation steps. And as soon as I do this, now if I go and apply the changes, I should have the ArgoCD application instance ready. So let's see that, right? They say that application, this is ready now.